Hey guys, welcome to this lecture. Here we are back in our scene with our fire hydrant, no lamps. We're going to go ahead and add an area lamp, and I'm going to show you guys how to use one of these. So let's go to area, add an area lamp, move this up. And once again, let's go to our camera, render this, and just see what happens. Okay, so this is typical. It's what's going to happen as soon as you add an area lamp, and I think it's one of the reasons why a lot of people, when they first start learning how to use lamps, shy away from area lamps because of the way they behave right out of the box. They're a little tricky, and you kind of have to know how to handle them in such a way that they really work for you. But once you've mastered them, they're a great light source to use. So let's talk about some of the settings. Let's talk about what area lamps are. When you think of a controlled studio lighting environment, think of an area lamp. The area lamp has the ability to generate the softest shadows of any other lamp type, and is a great option if you're less worried about longer render times and more concerned with a nice commercial lighting setup for something like product lighting or really subdued shading to show off a model. It also has the ability to generate the most flattering shading and shadowing on a model in a short amount of time. So if you're looking for a lamp that does it all, then the area lamp may be one that you should familiarize yourself with early on. So let's get into the settings. You'll notice a few settings that are different than those we discussed with the other types of lamps, mainly the distance and the gamma settings that are right here. These will change some of the exposure qualities of the light in terms of reach and contrast. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this distance down to something lower, maybe 10, somewhere around there. Let's just re-render. So right away we can see we're pulling out a lot of that harshness, kind of toning this back down to something that's manageable. That's a lot more like the lights we've seen in the past. Gamma is going to change the contrast that you're seeing here. So if I go down here and then render, it's going to notice a difference there. Let's go back up to 1. Okay, contrast is even higher. So 0.1 is going to give us less contrast, but you're going to have the shadows that are still maintaining that darkness. So let's turn the distance back up to something like, I don't know, 20, and then change our energy down to 0.3, and then bring this gamma back up. Okay, alright, now one other thing to be aware of is that the area shape that we're going to be looking at here for the area lamp is going to change how the shape of the cast shadow looks, which is going to be to our advantage when we want to give, kind of a more moody studio lighting setup to our models. So let's turn on ray shadow. Let's go ahead and render it. And as you can see, it's going to automatically throw some cast shadow down here. But again, we're totally engulfed in this black. So let's pull this up. Okay, now we got some cast shadows, but they're not killing our model with all black. Turn the samples up. Let's go 7. And okay. So we're getting less noise, a little bit better edges there, and that's going to help us out. Alright, now let's talk about the size. This is your softness of your lamp. So at 0.1, you're getting some pretty harsh fall off with the shadow edges. If we crank this up to something like 5, you're going to get some nice shadow edges that are, a little more subdued. Now, the cast shadow is still here at the bottom, but it's so blurred and so soft that it's almost gone. You can't see it. You can still see some shading, but, it's pretty soft. Now, if you're lighting things that you want to make look more flattering, such as a female model or, something like that, then this area lamp is really going to help you out. And so to help show how this is going to look, what I'm going to do is take the area lamp, I'm going to reposition it here, and then let's go from the upper right hand angle like we've been doing in the past, and let's render this again and see what it looks like. Okay, now a lot better. We're not getting that really harsh black shadow that we've been getting before, and again you can see we've still got the same cast shadow here. It's really, really soft. And again, it all depends on the field you're going for. So if you're going for product imaging, where you're trying to show off, a product that you're pitching to create, or you're again doing something with a studio shoot, which is this perfect environment we've set up here, where there's no shadow in the background, really soft shadows on the ground here. Then again, crank this up, and you're going to get the types of shadows you would see in a studio environment. So again, there are cast shadows, but they're so soft you can't see them. And the more you up your samples, let's go to something like 24 and render this again. So the render just finished. It took about a minute and a half, not very long, but anyways, so we've got this here. And as you can see, we've got those cast shadows back, but the noise is way less than it was before. And again, very soft, very flattering. And again, if you're trying to show off your model, trying to get these details to pop with these edges, and you don't want a lot of harsh lighting, then use the area lamp. It's a great way to get in here and very quickly add in some lights that will make your models really look good. And that's going to wrap it for the different types of lights that we have in Blender. I hope you guys have enjoyed this section. It's been a lot of fun getting in here and playing around with these lamps and kind of exploring these settings all over again. In the final section, we're going to be going over lighting this fire hydrant in an actual environment. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll take some models and I'll show you how to import models to add a scene into and surrounding this fire hydrant, and then we may make a few more to quickly give this scene a little bit more life when we go into getting into rendering. So I will see you in the final lecture.